Next,
When are we playing basketball?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. New York City, Madison Square Garden. You're gonna work on your shot over the
I
next
know.
couple of
I'm
weeks.
trying to work on it.
Congratulations, great night. Anything surprise you over the last 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah, Sadabu taking Murray down. I mean, listen, a great night of fights. I was telling Jim, I said, I have this feeling that we might get 6 finishes tonight. We got 6 finishes. Yeah, no, you know, everybody showed up and fought well. So, another good night, another great night.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Ray, you've got all of your playoffs are set. Can you just reflect on what the regular season's been for 2022? Kind of how you feel moving into the elimination rounds.
Yeah, you know, with the regular season, you pick these guys, and you know they're the best at what they do, and you just don't know when that bell rings, and then this past 2 regular season fights, it's been everybody has been on point, especially tonight. To get 6 finishes like that was pretty awesome.
Ray, so in this 3-week residency in Atlanta, I mean, we've had the Clay Collard versus Alex Martinez fight,
Right.
the Stevie Ray versus Anthony Pettis, and then it was all capped off with tonight, which is an absolutely spectacular night of fights. I mean, could it have gone any better here in Atlanta?
I mean, having a night like that with 6 finishes and everybody looked amazing, I don't know if what could top that, you know what I mean? But like I said, everybody fought well throughout this regular season, and just talking to some of the guys that made the playoffs and whatnot, I mean, obviously they're super happy, and there's still another fight to go to the championship, so they're all still very focused.
I know the night just ended, but do you have any plans in the future to come back here?
Absolutely. No, I mean, this OT arena is amazing. So yeah, no, we'll definitely be back for sure.
And lastly, when are you taking your son to the aquarium?
He's actually coming back from Rome on Monday, so most likely, if it's not next weekend, the weekend after that.
Ray, it was great to have you here. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Hey Ray, this is Robot from Undisputed World of MMA and a great PFL event. And I just want to ask you, what are your expectations for PFL London?
Well, just like every other show, you want to try and not only please the fans, but put on the best show that you can put on. And so this is going to be our first time there, and having the playoffs there is going to be amazing. Well, we have, I think, about 6 to 8 undercard fights to fill that card. So there'll be a lot of fighters from the UK, and there'll be a couple of fighters from a few fighters from the Challenger Series that will also be part of that. So I think it's gonna I think it's gonna be a great night.
All right, let me ask you this other question. Where do you see the PFL like in 5 years? I know it's kind of a little early to ask that, but where do you see it going through in 5 years?
Well, for me, it's all about doing the hard work. And when we first started this back in 2012, I didn't think we would, and especially when we switched over to PFL and applying the format that I wanted to start WSOF with. It's definitely gone faster than I had expected. But it's also, the whole journey of it all, it's been truly amazing. And like to answer your question, I'd love to be, considered one of the best leagues in the world. And as we continue to grow, we're going to continue to sign anybody that becomes a free agent or anybody that's looking for a new home. So we're definitely, still looking for whoever's available. We're signing whoever becomes a free agent.
And last question, is there any up-and-coming fighters that you want to sign right now? Just like that, looking at
Up-and-coming fighters. In the Challenger Series, we found, quite a few young talent that we feel like we can build. Guys that are 4-0, 3-0, and I've been in the game a long time. I've been in martial arts since I was 5, and so I'm 51 now. So when you see talent someone that's had just 3 fights or 4 fights, and you see this massive potential. It's, so you just know that they're going places. As long as they're disciplined in what they do and continue that goal, that dream or that journey, then we have a platform for them to, showcase their talent and skills.
So we saw how much Challenger Series was a success. Now, looking back and going into the playoffs, how much the Challenger Series revolutionized the regular season, and how do you think it's going to affect the playoffs and the finals?
I think it's only going to have a positive impact because not only the great thing about the Challenger Series is not only finding young talent, like I just said earlier, but also allows us to showcase or to see fighters that are in, for example, we're looking to sign this guy's 18-0. And when I go through the people that he's fought, he's fought some decent names. And so obviously the competition is going to continue to improve for him. But that's the beauty of the Challenger Series, is that it allows me to see young talent that we can build, and also see guys that we can, thread into the season. And I believe we had something like 8 or 10 people that we were able to thread into the season this year, in the regular season this year. So which is pretty amazing.
Right. You've had 3 great back-to-back PFL events here in Atlanta. Would you say they exceeded your expectations?
Oh, absolutely. I thought, everything in terms of being in Atlanta has just gone smoothly. So the people are great. The people that we're working with are great. The commission is great. We will definitely be back.
You mentioned, wanting to come back here in Atlanta. Do you have a rough estimate or a timetable when you might be returning to Atlanta?
Well, it won't be until the next regular season when that starts, and I believe it might be earlier April next year. So it's just depending on where we end up for the first half or the second half. So we might do the same what we did this time around, or we might come here first. So it's just depending on timing and what's available.
Thank you.
Ray, another great night here in Atlanta.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming to what I call my city. It's the closest city, big city to me. Kind of the way things were playing out without really factoring in the cards. Are you more looking forward to one of the playoff cities, maybe experience-wise, or something you haven't experienced before in one of those cities?
I don't know about more. I mean, like when we finalized that we were coming to Atlanta, I was excited that because this number one, it's my first time in Atlanta, and number 2, it's the first time we've had PFL in Atlanta. So, and I was looking forward to that. I think when we go to new places, I'm always going to look forward to going. And so, definitely. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the shows in Wales and England. But I felt the same way when we found out that when we finalized that we were going to Texas for the first half of the regular season, and then here for the second half. So, I think any place that welcomes us, it's always going to be fun.
And then last question for me, do you see that the way the PFL is evolving, and especially throughout the sport, that maybe in future seasons there's more than just 2 fights per regular season, maybe a 3rd fight?
That's, again, I think it's, anything's possible. That being said, it's just timing of the season and the amount of time that fighters have to rest. It's just, and obviously we're talking right now about adding maybe 1 or 2 more weight divisions. Again, that's going to play into how we go about structuring the actual format or the actual season, so that all the fighters get enough time to rest and come back.
Thank you.
Ray, what are those weight divisions, and kind of where are you in the talking about adding them? How close is that to reality?
I want to say we're 50% there. But yeah, again, we need to kind of figure out exactly sitting down and look at how much, how long the season's going to run for. Again, obviously the big part of this is making sure that all the fighters have the right amount of time to rest before the next fight, and then of course the right amount of time so that, because sometimes guys can get hurt and let's say it's a TKO, I think that's a 30-day suspension.
30 to 60.
Yeah, 30 to 60. So depending on how bad that is. So it has to be enough time where when these guys are allowed to compete again. And so, yeah, all those are up in the air and it's been talked about, but nothing's been finalized yet.
What weight classes, kind of, if you could, if you have the magic pen and everything works?
Yeah, I think I would add a 135 division for the men's and probably a 125 division for the women.
That's very good choices.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I just thought, for the women's at 125, the 115 who are become, whether they're a bit too big to be 15, to be 115, they could come up, and the ones that are a little bit lighter could go down, vice versa. So, I think it works, and of course, the men's 135 division is also an exciting division to have, so that's what we're looking at.
Perfect, thank you.
You've been in a really great places, Dallas, Atlanta, New York, UK. Any ideas or any specific place that you would like to put the championship?
So there's a few things in the works right now. I can't really go into it, but like I said last week, yeah, that's still in the works. And I want to say we're kind of 50% there, but once that's finalized or not finalized, then we'll let you know.
Couple more, guys. Anybody?
We're good.
Thanks, Ray.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
I
Ray.
appreciate it.